Hello, it's Eliza Bloom Robinson here, touching base today with day 27 of 40 days of healing energy for the world. Why are we doing this? The world could use some healing energy. I wanted to make a contribution. I wanted to share some of the energy work that I do and that I offer, and I was inspired to do 40 days in a row. 40 days in a row for me right now is a big stretch because we were wrapping up our time in Arizona. We were moving back to Arkansas. We're settling in. I'm getting ready to go on a big trip. And so what better time than to make a commitment to do 40 days. Today is day 27, and today we're talking about intangible forces. And an intangible force is something like love. An intangible force is something like gravity. An intangible force is something like allowing. An intangible force is an idea about healing. So I'm getting ready to go on this spiritual pilgrimage down to Brazil to spend 2 weeks with John of God. I'm going in about 2 weeks from now, just over 2 weeks from now. And so I've been doing my reading and I'm doing my research and I'm doing my preparation. What do I want? Physically, I'm fine. I got a little ache here and a little twinge here, but I don't have anything major going on. So why would you go see John of God? I'm going on a personal spiritual pilgrimage. I'm going with the intention of coming to know myself more, coming to know God more, clearing out the stuff that's in the way, if there's anything in the way at all, and I'm sure there is because we're still in human body, right? Or I'm still in human body, but to really release anything and everything that keeps me from my full potential. And in the core of my being, I know that my full potential is healing energy for the world, that it is spiritually based, that it is helping people to awaken. I've had many, many awakening experiences in my lifetime and did a process it's already been 7 years ago that lasted for a couple of years. That was a deep awakening process. And I've kind of gotten, it's not that it goes away, but I haven't been actively pursuing a new path. And so when this opened up for me to go see John of God, I'm like, yes, this is exactly the next place for me. So one of the things that I know about John of God, and I know very little so far, but that it is an energy of absolute, divine, and unconditional love. And that is an intangible force. And when we come into a place where we realize it, right, in the core of our being, not with our minds, we might know it with our minds, but in the core of our being, when we come into the place of realizing it, becoming it, receiving it, and then being it, that is healing energy for the world. And so playing along the lines of the idea of gravity, we might know about gravity. We might know that when we drop a book, gravity will grab it. We'll grab it. If we fall, the gravity is going to pull us. We might know all about gravity, but we don't have to know anything about it, because it is not only an invisible force and an intangible force, it is a very real principle. Now, there are ways to bypass gravity, and those are things like flying on a jet plane and hot air balloons, and there are greater principles, not greater principles, but greater ways to apply principles. And same with love. When we realize and recognize love, unconditional divine love, then we can operate consciously aware of it, and that actually increases our power. Hey Donna, she says, I'm awaiting an awakened journey. Okay, awesome. I will give you information on that in a few moments. So, activating, realizing, embodying, integrating, and becoming the intangible force of love is what the awakened journey is about. Awakening, we awaken from the moment of birth. Many of us are on an awakening journey. I know, Donna, you would be for sure. But as we awaken, then we achieve, we realize, we become aware of new perceptions and new perspectives. We open our heart to more love, to greater awareness, and to more access to the truth of who we're here to be. The truth of who we're here to be is awakened beings. Every person on this planet has this divine potential within them. For every person, it's different. But as we awaken and as we go through life and as we evolve from baby to toddler to child to teen to young adult to older adult, like some of us have reached that older adult space, it's an ever-evolving journey. And what if that journey is really about activating those invisible laws? And so love, unconditional divine love, if you have ever glimpsed it, know that you have glimpsed it. If you have ever glimpsed it, know that you have been changed by it. If you have been changed by it, know that you have still only glimpsed it. Most of us have only glimpsed it. So we're going to just land in our hearts. And we're going to access, we're going to ask for divine support, right? For support from the invisible realm, from love itself, to awaken our heart right now. To reach in and to pierce our heart with a divine love that is beyond any you have ever experienced before in your lifetime. We're going to just let it activate. It might feel like a laser beam coming right into the soul of your being and into your own spiritual heart. It might be like a little gentle touch. It might be like a waterfall washing over you. It doesn't matter. The intention to awaken to and receive, first it's about receiving that love. Open your crown, open your palms, open your heart, and simply receive the intangible force of love. That intangible force of love just buckled my knees. Sometimes it'll bring a tear to your eye. Sometimes it will cause you to move, especially if you're standing up. Let it pierce your heart. Let it pierce through the veil of our humanity to touch that point of divinity within you right now. Can you receive it? Can you receive it? Can you receive it even more? Even more? Even more. There we go. Oh, yes. There you go. There you go. And when we are touched by the force of unconditional divine love, we are changed at depth. Now feel that place that you're touched and open up for the world itself to be touched. The whole world, imagine, feel it, claim it, become it. Feel a laser beam of love from the sun beaming down, touching the planet, every single person alive on it, those who are struggling, those who are diseased, those who are being birthed, those who are passing on to the next worlds, those who are fighting and those who are crying, those who believe what you believe and look like you like, and those who don't believe what you believe and don't look like what you look like. Let it activate. We're just going to hold this energy, just let it, feel it, receiving it, expanding in it, in yourself and for the world. Notice where you feel it. Notice if you feel an energy. It might be a tingling, a warmth. Notice what you notice. And open to receive even more. Open to be washed clean, to be washed fresh, to be invigorated, to be inspired, to be integrated with this love, this invisible power and presence. Put one hand on your lower belly and one hand on your heart. And just know that this energy, this healing healing energy for the world is for you, and it has just begun. It will continue, especially if you're conscious of it, especially if you ask for it. Let it continue throughout this evening, throughout this week, throughout this month, and throughout your lifetime. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Let it flow all the way through your feet into the ground, anchoring it, integrating it through all aspects of your being and throughout our world and throughout our planet. Nice. Nice. I am Eliza Bloom Robinson. This is 40 days of healing energy for the world. I'm so glad that you've joined me. I posted already in the comments, not in the comments, but in the top, in the description. If you're interested in an awakened journey, just comment below and I will give you information. What this is, it's a 12-week journey of awakening. It is a combination of some teaching, definitely life principles, some activations, some clearings, some coaching, and it's 12 weeks, and I'm doing a new beta test of it, and so I'm offering it at a hugely discounted rate. And so if you're interested in that, if you want information on that, just comment below and I will make sure you get that. For now, open and become the love that you desire, the love that you are. Know that you are healing the world. Again, I'm Eliza Bloom Robinson, transformational catalyst and spiritual healer. Until tomorrow, much love.